Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's been 2 weeks, so it's time for another Taiji development log update video. I'm Matthew Van Deventer, and Taiji is a open world adventure puzzle solving type game that takes a lot of inspiration from The Witness. If that type of thing sounds interesting to you, there is a link in the description to find out more. So, fall is, I guess, officially here. The days are getting shorter, it's getting colder. It doesn't help that here in the States, daylight savings time is now over, so that means that the sun is now setting an hour earlier as far as the clock is concerned, which makes the days feel even shorter. However, maybe you can see a little bit of the fall leaves here and enjoy a little bit of the colors and the last few moments of sunlight that we have as I regale you with the tales of what I've been doing for 2 weeks. So, past 2 weeks, I finished up the extra puzzle designs that I wanted to do for the bonus area, and I also sort of came up with like a rough layout as far as how I wanted to organize those things. They're sort of just organized in groups based on the type of puzzle, so you know, each kind of mechanic, if it's a puzzle that's focused on that mechanic, it's kind of grouped with the other puzzles that are focused on the same mechanic. It took me a little while, but I did ultimately come up with a visual theme for the area that I think is both interesting and unique, and it's also perhaps somewhat surprising. So unfortunately, I don't want to spoil the surprise, so I can't really show you anything. But here is a little bit of a tight crop screenshot, and this is about all you're going to get to see for now. So scrutinize the screenshot, enjoy your brief glimpse at this, but don't look at it too long because you might get spoiled. Anyway, so other than that, I've ended up kind of having some bugs crop up from testing, which I'd like to thank MainGI for being kind of #1 tester here at just finding bugs when I push out a new build with stuff. Some of these bugs were unfortunately kind of regressions, so they were bugs that were like there in a previous version, but I thought I had fixed them, but now they're back. So it may be the case that there's something I did where I tried to fix some other thing and it broke these other things. Anyway, stuff gets kind of complicated with game development, but that's how it goes. With that said, if there's any lippy smacky sounds, I apologize. I have a cough drop in my mouth. I probably should have taken that out, actually. I think I will. Okay, apologies about that. I forgot to take that out. So, where was I? Oh yeah, fixing bugs. So there's still like a couple more bugs that are on the docket that need to get fixed that I'm aware of. It's been like a weird week this week that's been kind of like really busy, but not that productive at the same time. At least as far as like forward momentum on the game, because I've had to do stuff that's like around the game, but not actually work on things. And also somebody in the Discord group, which I should remind you, there is a Discord group, and you can find a link in the description to join it, and you should join. But somebody in the Discord group had asked about localization or translating the game into different languages, and was I going to support different languages? And it's sort of been the plan in the long term to translate the game into different languages, but for launch probably just be in English, because the only words in the game are in the pause menu, so it's not really that important for playing the game. It is somewhat important maybe for configuring things. But thinking about that kind of led me down at least the path of trying to work out some of the other stuff that I wanted to have as far as options in the menu. I don't think I'm going to do fully remapped, like remappable controls, just because that kind of requires like an extra level of effort above and beyond, because it sort of ties into, you know, a bunch of systems. You have to make those systems okay with taking like any input that could be anything. I'd also need to fix the like tutorial icons to where I could have any button or whatever for anything. It's things that I could do, but you know, the game is primarily going to launch on Steam and on the Switch, and both of those platforms have system level control remapping anyway. So if it becomes more of an accessibility issue, or you know, somebody has some kind of unusual input setup that doesn't work, then presumably those solutions will help them. It is not, I will say that this was a situation where the Unity input system actually is doing the right thing, which is odd, but I do like the Unity input system. So I will say that maybe it's the exception to a lot of stuff in Unity, but in this case, the keyboard mappings are based on key location, not based on the letter on the key. So that means that if somebody's using like a Xerte or Quartz or what's that other weird keyboard layout? Anyway, if people are using alternate keyboard layouts, it should still work as though it was a WASD setup, because it'll just map to the keys that are in those locations, assuming you have a standard layout keyboard as far as the actual keys go. Anyway, so that pretty much wraps it up for these past 2 weeks. Sorry I don't have more to show. That's kind of how it goes when you're working on stuff that you'd like to keep a little bit of a surprise for when you actually play the game, or keep a secret. You know, I don't want these things necessarily leaking around. I want there to be things that you wouldn't have seen even if you followed the game closely. So appreciate the patience on that, and thanks for watching. I hope to see you all in another 2 weeks for another video. A reminder to join the Discord group if you haven't. It's a good way to keep up with the game, and there's other people there we can chat with. Sometimes we share like puzzle game recommendations and things like that. I also keep people updated maybe a bit more frequently than other places in the Discord group. But in any case, I will see you all in another 2 weeks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.